ahead and get started then. So find a seat. I'm super far away from you guys now, so I can't like see you very well. So like make big arm movements if something's going wrong. But have a seat. Find a tall spine. You can rest your hands on your thighs. You can rest them in your lap and close your eyes for a minute. Take a deep inhale through your nose, filling your lungs, expand outward. And exhale through your mouth. Good. Notice how your shoulders soften just a little bit. Deep inhale. Really filling up with oxygen. Exhale. Let your shoulders soften just a little bit more. Good. Let's take one more breath just like that. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Good. Take a couple of moments here. You can bring your hands to your low belly or your chest and just kind of notice how that subtle rise and fall happens without you bringing awareness to your breath. It is always inhaling and exhaling, rising and falling. So just take a moment here, coming back to some natural breath. Just notice that subtle rise and fall of your chest or belly. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Continuing to keep your eyes closed, noticing the sounds that are happening in the room that you're in are happening around you. They're going to continue to happen, and you can continue to keep your eyes closed. Just becoming very aware of that inhale and exhale. Moving through a little body scan here, starting at the top of your head and working your way down. Kind of noticing what's going on in your physical body today. If you have any tight muscles, aches, or pains as you're scanning down through your body, just noticing where those are. Not moving or shifting to change anything, but just notice what there is going on. And continue to breathe, bringing your attention to that rise and fall of your chest. Good, and maybe by the time you've gotten to your feet through your body scan, you can start again at the top of your head and notice what's going on underneath all those physical aches and pains. Asking yourself, how are you today? And then listening to what rises up in your body. Maybe noting any tightness in your chest or feeling in your low belly. Kind of becoming aware of how your emotions feel in your physical body. Good. Slowly bringing your hands down to your thighs or your knees, just allowing your shoulders to settle. On an inhale, bring your palms facing up and just bring your palms closer to the ceiling. So just coming to chest level on the inhale. On the exhale, reverse. So turn your palms so they're facing down. And on the exhale, just bring your hands back down to your thighs. Good. Let's continue breathing that way. Inhale. Hands come up to about chest level. Exhale. Rotate your palms down. Go back down on the exhale. Good. Start to match this movement with your own breath. So as you inhale, bring your hands up. And as you exhale, bring your hands back down. Good. Continuing to keep your eyes closed, just noting how you can create movement in your body that matches your breathing. And taking this time to notice how your spine is feeling right now. And if you're using the back of a chair, that's okay. but just sit a little bit taller. Just notice a really tall spine. And if you're not using the back of your chair, rooting in through your sit bones and growing your spine out and up. Take a couple more deep inhales and exhales here. One more deep inhale. As you inhale, hands come up. As you exhale, hands go back down. Good. Bring your hands down to your sides, past your chair or whatever you're sitting in, and just allow your shoulders to soften a little bit more. Starting to notice how your neck and your shoulders are feeling today. I know mine are a little bit tight, so let's start to notice those neck muscles and how much they work throughout the day. So on a deep inhale, sitting up a little bit taller, whether you're using a back of a chair or not, and then exhale, bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Just as comfortably as you can get that left ear to that left shoulder, no forcing, just kind of allow it to fall in that direction. And then notice what's happening on the right side of your neck. We have this muscle all the way from the base of our skull down to our collarbone, and we are lengthening the whole thing right now. So just breathing into that muscle, deep inhale. Exhale, maybe your left ear gets a little bit closer to your left shoulder. So just breathe into that muscle a couple more times, deep inhale. Exhale. Good. Option to keep your right hand where it's at. Bring your left hand to the right side of your head and just gently pull your left ear closer to your left shoulder. Again, not forcing it, giving it a little more length. One more deep inhale here. Exhale. Soften just a little bit more. Good. Inhale back to center. And just kind of notice the difference before you switch sides between the left and the right. If you can feel a difference on the right side of your neck from just spending a couple breaths lengthening it. Really tall spine, grow your spine a little bit taller again, this time right ear to right shoulder. And then notice if there is one side of your neck that is tighter than the other today. Good. Again, inhaling to feel that length, that stretch through the left side of our neck. And on an exhale, maybe letting your right ear drop a little bit closer to your right shoulder. Good. 2 more deep inhales, just like this. Good. Again, option to leave your arms right where they're at and breathe here a couple more breaths. Or if you want to bring your right hand to the left side of your head and just gently bring your right ear closer to your right shoulder. Again, just feeling the length of that neck muscle. Good. Exhale, back to center. And moving into a child's pose. So if you guys have a blanket or a pillow right now that you want to grab, I'm going to grab one really quick. If you don't have one, that's okay. You're going to scoot out from your chair and bring your knees wider apart. So you're back further from the back of your chair and you have a wider base. And then you're just going to sit a pillow on your legs if you have one. If not, just sit without it. And then inhale, really tall spine. Exhale, you're going to hinge forward through your hips. And just start to hug the pillow or bring your hands to your knees. You can rest your elbows on your knees if that's as far down as you go. Or you can see if you can bring your hands down to the floor. Maybe you can tuck your chin into your chest. And breathe here. Good. Finding a comfortable seated child's pose to breathe in for 5 deep breaths. Good. One more deep inhale, finding some comfort here. And inhale, slowly coming back up, removing that pillow, putting it next to you, and then scooting out a little bit further. So this time our back's not going to be supported up against a wall. We're going to start getting into that low back and kind of notice how that feels. So deep inhale, again, really tall spine. Exhale, you're going to bring your left hand to your right knee, and then your right hand's going to come behind you either on your chair or wherever you're sitting. Deep inhale to sit up taller. Exhale, start to rotate through your chest until it is facing the right wall. And then gaze can stay to the right wall, or maybe you can look over your right shoulder, lengthen out a little bit more through your neck. Deep inhale here. Just kind of notice where you feel this through your spine. Good. Inhale, gaze comes back to the front of the room. Moving your left hand to your left knee, and then moving your right hand to your left knee. Left hand's going to come behind us on the chair, on the bed. Again, inhale, no slouchy spine here, but really tall spine. Inhale, sucking in a little bit more oxygen, then exhale, start to rotate through your chest. Gaze might go over that left shoulder. And breathe here. Again, notice if there's one side of your back that maybe feels a little tighter today. Good. Inhale, slowly coming back to center. Moving through some spinal flexion and extension. So just bring your hands to your knees and start to curl through your spine, tucking your chin to your chest. Just notice how that feels today. Really rolling, bringing your shoulder blades as high up on your shoulders as you can and far apart. And then to reverse this inhale, start to sit up through your spine, pulling gently forward through your hands, bringing your heart and your chest through, and gaze goes up. Now we have an arch in our back. Exhale, moving through that spine, start to curl or roll through your spine until your chin comes to your chest. And then inhale, pulling forward through your hands on your knees, bring your chest forward, gaze goes up. And exhale, cat and cow seated. Let's move through these two poses a couple more times. Again, in yoga, we match movement with breath. So as your gaze goes up, inhale. And as you exhale, start to curl through your spine, chin to chest. As you inhale, come forward. And one more time, curling through your spine. Cat. Good. Exhale, coming back to a neutral spine. Bring your fingertips to your shoulder tops and start small, getting bigger with each rotation. Start rolling out through your shoulders. Kind of noticing how your shoulder joint is feeling today. If you're feeling any cracking or popping, that's okay. All that means is your joint needs some movement. Slowing down going the opposite way. And noticing how that feels. Good. Exhale. Take your arms out down to your sides. Let's start to move through some flow. So doing the poses we just did, but doing them a little bit quicker and matching them with breath. So inhale, bring your left hand to your right knee. Exhale to come into a side or spinal twist. Gaze might go over that right shoulder. And inhale, bring both hands up overhead. Exhale, your right hand's gonna land on your left knee. Left hand's gonna come behind you. Twist. Gaze might go over that left shoulder. Do that a couple more times. Inhale, hands overhead. Reaching up tall. Exhale, left hand to right knee. Inhale one more time this way. Good. Gaze might go over that left shoulder, or it might just go to the left wall if that feels too much. Good. Exhale, back to center. And again, shaking out through your shoulders. Start to move down to our hips, which might be pretty tight from sitting, and our legs, our hip flexors. So starting out, we're going to try and make a figure 4. So we're going to bring our right foot, our right shin, to the top of our left leg. And if that already is like, oh, that's stiff, you can always have less bend in your left leg to bring that closer down to the ground. But if this feels okay sitting here, just kind of noticing how that feels on your right hip. Really tall spine. Inhale, start to hinge forward through your hips, and that hip stretch will get tighter. So going to the point where you can feel the length, but it's not too much sensation, that is where you should be. And then again, you can bring your elbows down to that leg and let your head hang heavy, trying to release tension through your shoulders here. Getting in a semi-uncomfortable position and then trying to find some comfort there. Breathe into that. Good. One more deep inhale. Exhale, slowly bringing your hands back up, back to a straight spine, bringing that right foot back down to the ground. Doing the same thing on the left side. So you're going to bring your left shin to the top of your right leg, so on top of your right knee, again, just a figure 4. And then notice if you have one hip that is tighter, or if one side feels a little bit more uncomfortable. That's pretty common. Inhale for a tall spine. Exhale, again, you can start to hinge forward, bringing your chest closer to your shin, and that makes the posture more sensational. So finding where you have enough sensation, where it's uncomfortable, but not so much so you don't feel like you can breathe here. And then maybe resting your forearms on your left leg, allowing the tension to fall out of your neck and your shoulders as much as you can get it to. Take 2 deep breaths here. Good. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Release that leg back down. Do some other leg movements, and we'll get into some mindfulness to end. So we're going to bring our right leg, we're going to extend it out to the side, and you might want to bring your left foot further left so you have a wider base here. And then once you're there, I'm at the really far end of my feet, so this I don't have a weird line in my hamstring muscles. So I'm getting right to the edge of my feet so I don't feel that in my hamstrings. And I'm going to inhale, both hands up. This is just a seated warrior or seated lunge. And then exhale, I'm going to bring my left forearm to my left thigh. And I'm going to bring my right hand overhead. Good. And notice where you feel that. If there's a pinching in your low back, just come out of it slightly. Really focusing on that core engagement, pulling that belly button in and up. Good. Gaze might go up to the ceiling if that feels okay on your neck. Exhale, bring your hands back to a T, just moving the opposite way. So right hand's going to come down on that right leg, maybe on the thigh. Skip the knee, so either up on the thigh or down on the shin. And then the left hand's going to come up overhead. You might even put your forearm down on your right thigh. And breathe here to the opposite side. Maybe that left hand comes more overhead, bicep closer to your ear, really getting a deep stretch through your back. Good. Inhale back to center. Bending your right knee, switching sides. So now we're extending our left knee out and my toes are up. So I'm flexing my foot. You can bring your toes down if that feels better. But inhale, both hands out to the side. And then inhale, we're going to take our left hand up first. Right hand's going to come, or right elbow is going to come to that right thigh. Good. And again, gaze can go up if that feels good. If it feels better to drop your gaze down to your right side, you can do that. Inhale, left hand's gonna come down on that left leg. So left thigh, or left shin, whatever feels more comfortable. Right hand can come up overhead. Good, and you can bring your left forearm down to your left thigh as well. Maybe bringing that bicep a little bit closer next to your ear. Good, inhale back to center. And let's move down a little bit more to our ankles and our feet. Kind of notice how they're feeling today. So you're just gonna extend, I'm scooting back a little bit so you can see my legs a little bit more. But you're gonna extend your right leg out and you're gonna flex your foot up. And then you're gonna point your toes down, your right toes down, and then point your right toes up. Just kind of notice how your ankle feels today. Good. And then bending that right knee. Again, we're gonna bring our right shin up to our left knee. So that figure four again, and do some ankle rolls. Kind of noticing how that ankle feels. And let's take one more hip stretch. You can grab your pillow here. We'll be here for a couple more breaths, make this more supported. So you can lay your pillow across your left or your right leg. Really tall spine. Exhale to hinge forward. Again, find your edge here. We want the most we can. So if you get your pillow tighter and you can allow that tension to come out of your neck and your shoulders and just allow yourself to rest. Maybe tucking your chin to your chest or bringing it down to your pillow. You can bring one cheek to your pillow if that feels good. Take 5 deep breaths here. Inhale, slowly coming back up, moving the pillow, kind of noticing how your calf is feeling. So if you want to bring your hands down to your calf and just gently squeeze it, giving yourself a little massage, just kind of notice if you have tight calves today. Good, bringing that right foot down to the floor, extending your left foot out and flex your toes up, and then point your left toes down, back on the floor, and notice how that movement feels through your ankle. Good, and inhale, bending through your left knee, bring your left shin up to your right. Again, that figure four, some ankle rolls on this side. Maybe slowing down and going the opposite way. Good, and again, reaching for that pillow if you have it. Finding a supported or a more restful figure four. So inhale for a tall spine, exhale, just kind of fold around that pillow, bringing your chin down to it, resting one of your cheeks on it. 5 deep breaths right here. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Bring that pillow down to the floor. And then again, bringing your fingers to your calf. And just noticing if this calf is tight today. If you have one that's tighter than the other. Good, and slowly bringing that foot back down. finishing out class with a little bit of mindfulness. So if you have lights on and where you're at, you are welcome to turn them down. Going to get a little quiet, a little bit more peaceful for the last couple minutes of this session. So using the support of your chair now and really just leaning back into whatever you are supported by. Bringing the soles of your feet down to the floor if you can. Finding a comfortable seat. Hands can rest on your thighs again and close your eyes. Take a couple deep inhales and exhales. Becoming aware again of that rise and fall of your chest and low belly. And again, noticing the sounds that might be around you and just allowing them to happen. Allowing the noises to happen around you without reacting to them. Can you keep your eyes closed and stay focused on your breathing? Ending this practice today with a couple minutes of visualization to get a little bit more quiet in our brains and our busy minds. So if you can, trying to visualize yourself sitting on the side of a road on a curb, watching the traffic go by. Kind of noticing what this road would look like. And yourself sitting on the side of the road on the curb. The cars that are going by on the road are your thoughts. So just observing what traffic you may have going on today. And the objective of meditation or mindfulness is not to stop all the cars, not to get all the cars off the road. It's to notice them and allow them to pass by. If you find yourself getting carried away with one thought or getting into one of the cars on this road that you are visualizing, that's okay. It's pretty normal. Visualize yourself stopping the car, getting out of it, and sitting back down on the side of the road. Taking a couple more breaths here to notice you can be a part of your thoughts while still being apart from them. They can be occurring and happening inside your mind. You can observe them and allow them to pass. Continuing to keep your eyes closed here, but start to wiggle your fingers. Maybe taking some deeper inhales and exhales. Bring your both hands overhead, take a full body stretch. Coming back to your Monday night. And when you are ready, slowly blinking open your eyes and finding a tall spine again. Good. Ending most yoga classes, we end with our hands to heart center. This is a yoga pose for your hand, and it's a symbol of gratitude. So taking a moment to bring to mind something or someone you're grateful for. And at the end of yoga classes, you might hear an instructor say the word namaste. And this in Sanskrit translates to the divine light that is in me is the same divine light that is in you, and I see you for it. So thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.